In this session, we will learn job chaining. Till now, we solved all our problems using single job, except in the case of total order sorting. But in real world, usually multiple jobs would be required to solve a given problem. This is where job chaining comes into picture. So job chaining is nothing but chaining multiple jobs together to solve a given problem. Let's take a Stack Overflow example to demonstrate job chaining. The problem given here is, given post dataset, bin users based on if they are below or above the number of average posts per user. Also enrich each user with his or her reputation. Suppose we have 6 users and total number of posts from these 6 users are 365. Then average posts per user is around 60. So all the users whose posts are above 60 are grouped into one bin, and all the users whose posts are less than 60 are grouped into another bin. After binning, we have to enrich each user with his or her reputation. So the final output must look something like this. We will solve one more problem here so that we have more jobs to do job chaining. The second problem is, given the previous example's output, run parallel jobs over both the bins to calculate average reputation of all the users in each bin. So the final output must look something like this. That is, we have to compute average reputation of all the users for these two bins. To solve the given problems, we will be using most of the MapReduce design patterns that we used in the previous sessions. Actually, 4 jobs are required to solve this given problem. From the first job, we will compute number of posts per user and average posts per user. Here user ID is the key and count is the value. This is nothing but our summarization pattern. Using this pattern, we will compute number of posts per user. We still need to count total number of posts and total number of users so that we can compute average posts per user. Total number of posts and total number of users are counted using MapReduce counters. Since mapper will read each post as a record from the input dataset, we can define a counter in the mapper class. So incrementing this counter will give total number of posts. Since user ID is the key, reduce function will be called once for each user. Hence we can define another MapReduce counter in the reducer class. So incrementing this counter, we will get total number of unique users. So using counters in the mapper, we will get total number of posts, and using counters in the reducer, we will get total number of unique users. Using these two, we can compute average posts per user, and using summarization pattern, we will get number of posts per user. So we will get average posts per user and number of posts per user from the first job. In the second job, we have to bin the output of the first job into 2 bins, such that all the users whose number of posts is greater than 60 will go to one bin, and all the users whose number of posts is less than 60 will go to another bin. So the output of first job is the input to the second job. Hence the second job depends on the first job. We are using binning pattern here to group the output of the first job into 2 bins. Hence it is a map only job. Also we need to show the reputation of each user. And reputation field is available in the user dataset. So we have to join user dataset with the filtered post dataset that is given as input to the second job. Here we are using replicated join, where the user dataset is copied to each map task using distributed cache. So in the second job, we are using binning pattern and replicated join pattern. And two bins are created from the second job. Third job and fourth job must compute the average repetition of all the users in each bin. Hence one bin will be the input to the third job and another bin will be the input to the fourth job. Since these two bins are independent, third and fourth job will run simultaneously. But these two jobs are dependent on the second job. So only after the second job has completed successfully, third and fourth job are run. Also, average repetition is computed using summarization pattern. Hence, third and fourth jobs are summarization pattern jobs. This is how a problem is solved using chaining multiple jobs. Let's check the program now. Since we have already gone through all the design patterns, we shall only see the driver code and the MapReduce counter. Here is the first job. This is a simple summarization pattern job. We have also defined MapReduce counter in this job. Here is the MapReduce counter defined in the mapper class. For every post, we are incrementing the counter by 1. So using this counter, we will get total number of posts. MapReduce counters are defined using group name and counter name. You can give any name you want for the group name and counter name. Since we are counting the total number of posts, counter name is post count. Similarly, we have defined a counter in the reducer. For every user, we are incrementing the counter by 1. So using this counter, we will get total number of unique users. Here the counter name is user count. So using counters in the first job, we get total number of posts and total number of users. And using summarization pattern, we get number of posts per user. Only after the first job completes successfully, second job is created. Second job is a binning job. Average posts per user is calculated from the counters of the previous job. And then it is set in the second job. Number of reduced tasks is set to 0 because binning job is a map only job. Input to this job is the output from the previous job. Multiple outputs class is used to create two bins. User dataset is loaded using distributed cache so that user reputation is extracted using replicated join. So in the second job, we are using binning pattern and replicated join pattern. Here we are using controlled job and job control classes. These classes provide simple APIs to coordinate multiple jobs across the cluster. Controlled job object is created for each of the second job object, third job object and fourth job object. Since third job and fourth job depend on second job is added as the depending job for the third job and fourth job. Finally, all these controlled job objects are added to the job control object, and then job control object is run. As a result, all the jobs in the job control object will run. Second job is run first. Only after it completes successfully, third and fourth jobs are run simultaneously. Let's run this program on the Hadoop cluster and check the output. Post dataset and user dataset are the inputs to this program. Let's check the job tracker web UI. Here is the first job running. First job has completed successfully. After the completion of the first job, second job is running. Second job has also completed successfully. After the completion of the second job, third and fourth jobs are running simultaneously. Finally, all the jobs have completed successfully. Let's check the output now. Here is the output of the first job. It contains total number of posts per user. Next we have the output of the second job. 2 bins are created from the second job. And here is the final output. It contains average reputation of all the users in each bin. It contains average reputation of all the users in the above average bin. Here is the average reputation of all the users in the above average bin. That was all about job chaining and how job chaining is done using controlled job class and job control class. This is also the end of MapReduce tutorial. Thank you for taking this session.